Hello, welcome to Line War. I'm John Joe, and today we have a 2v3. Well, kind of. It starts off as a 3v3, so in this area for Alpha Team we have Archer, we have Kenshi up here in red, we have Bar Eagles just here at this choke point. It's going to be a very hard place to defend right here, especially as Bravo Team are all in one location. As you can see, we have Mocha here, MP5 in this section, and Keelan right here, which is unfortunately a bit of a tight squeeze for them, but that means they're going to apply a lot of pressure through this section of the map. And something happens, and this does end up as a 2v3, and we'll have to see how they deal with that. To be fair, I picked this match for a reason, and I found it quite impressive, to be fair. So we have over here Pink's team going for a little boat, rushing over this way, trying to see what they can find. I think they assumed it was an empty island. Archer down here is going for this island here just to expand their territory, and it looks like they're going for a bit of eco, so they're sending over to these cities, and I think they're going to claim them. Red over here is sending a boat to this little island. Not much value there, but there is some territory to claim. Over here the fighting has started, and we are going to keep it in ×2 throughout this battle because it does last quite a while. So, over here he's setting up defences, rightly so, in the choke point. And we are sending a lot of infantry here, and unfortunately infantry are quite good at swarming the enemy. Though luckily for Bear Eagles, as you can hear, something is happening. I can't tell who it is up here. I know who it is, to be fair. But I can't tell who it is up here because there's no icon shown. But it looks like they stayed in. So I see some more lines going up, so he's getting this territory over here. Pink has claimed that little island there as well. Over in this section we have a mass swarm of blue and pink units going in against yellow. Yellow has their artillery in defensive positions, which is great. I think they might have built that with the infantry and then switched them out after. Kenshi was disconnected, so therefore Alpha Team is now on their own. We now have this choke point being held by a single player against 3 opponents. One of them focusing on the defense to make sure they can't get through, and the other 2 are going offensively. But that is biding time for Archer, to go around and eco up amongst the other islands. Over in this section, Bear Eagles probably won't be able to hold this line for long. He's got 3 players now swarming in around him. And he is trying to expand up as well, which is definitely something he needs to do. Getting these territories will help his eco, giving him more chance to hold this line, but there is just far too many units here. The only way he can defend this is with a nuke, I think, right now. At this early in the game, it needs something serious to happen to help him defend that. But we do have Archer over here, trying to send in some support where they can. You can see they've got some lines set up to go here and try and fire in that section there. They're trying to stop Pink's Navy forces coming out. Pink does manage to get some units on this island over here already, so Blue is probably aware of that as he did send some units over earlier and is now just going for this section here. They did leave that out because Red was going for that, so that has put Alpha Team in a seriously bad position right now. I mean, Bravo Team control the majority of the landmass in this game if they do take out Bear Eagles, because I think, I don't think he's going to be able to hold this for long. He does have a good eco set up already. He's got these industries set up, and he does have a defensive line put out, but they've got more artillery coming in over the mountains, which is slowing them down, actually giving Bear Eagles the advantage there. And the cruisers being put in place there, so that's going to help support this, so it is going to be hard to break this defense. And I've just noticed there is a lot of trade routes on this side of the island, so I think the Bravo Team have the majority of the eco. I mean, there is quite a few trade routes over here as well, and some cities to go up, so I'm not really sure whose side actually does have the best eco here. But over here we got Keelan bringing in some cruisers, taking out this section. I think he was hoping for a town or city to have been built there, and they were going to go for that, but unfortunately that's not quite the case. So they're only going to get an industry out of that, and the helicopter's going to come in and try and take them out over time. But Green's units are seeping through the sides here. Only the defense in the mountain still holds. And they're being swarmed around. They're getting fired on from multiple angles, and the defense from being shot from this sort of angle is not going to work in their favor. Over on this side, I think Archer is just literally being left to do whatever he wants right now. So yeah, he's getting his eco sorted out instead. So we've got a town, we've got the industries set up, we've got 2 more industries here he needs to build. Over in this section, he's getting his industry set up slowly. And let's have a look at his eco right now. So he's on 800. Let's go through the players. Kenshi is gone, so now we've got Bear Eagles, who's on 500 and slowly losing this battle. He's done a very good job at defending against 3 players for 15 minutes, considering he spawned right next to them all. He did a very good job there. Now we've got Mocha, who's on 372. NP5 is on 500, and Keelan, who's on 400. The reason they haven't managed to increase much is because they started so close together that they are unable to expand. The only way they can expand is through Bear Eagles, and he's been defending epically in this section against this force. It is futile. It's not going to happen. You cannot defend against 3 players. Unless they absolutely didn't know the controls, but as long as you know the controls of the game, you can break the defense if you've got 3 players up against a pro. I would like to be proven wrong. If you ever get a replay like that and you end up managing to win, I want to see it. That would be epic. But just also to note, he's not on his own. Archer is assisting his enemy in every way that he possibly can right now. And he is destroying any units that come up close to this coastline over here. Now, Keelan does potentially run the danger of over-investing in Navy units. He's still got this up and running. He doesn't have the ability to use them much anymore. So at this point, I'd delete this Navy yard, because otherwise he's going to end up with loads of ships in this land, in this ocean that you can't use. I do want to keep an eye on what's going on around. I don't want to miss any attacks on Archer, if any can. Also notice that I think Archer's left this on purpose, because he could have just went there. He's literally just sent orders to come back down. He's left some land there for his ally to try and escape. Over here we have some strikers trying to go do some work somewhere. Nonetheless, Bear Eagles is struggling against this fight, and he is slowly winning. And this force here, although they're not doing, well, they are doing a lot of damage, but it's not just that damage that is helping here. They're slowing down the units and catching some of this fire so that they slow down. And he's getting just a couple at a time. And I do probably want to take away all of these land commands. We've still got the white commands if you want to see those. But otherwise it does get a bit messy. So, over here the strikers are well, there's an intercept. Is that intercept? No, they're not. They're all strikers coming out and striking individual targets. And we got some submarines coming out from MP5. That is actually probably quite a good call, because you don't see any destroyers on the battlefield yet. And I don't know if those are destroyers. I don't think they are. They're missile ships. I do get confused a little between those two. Until I see them side by side, it's obvious. I'm pretty sure destroyers have a little cannon on the front. Anyway, Bear Eagles is building backwards just to try and save himself right now. Got quite a few industry over here, so he should probably not worry about that anymore. And he is getting some units across to this island, so Archer did a great job trying to save his ally over here. At least giving him these territories, he will still have his base capital, so that will still give him the advantage of being an extra player in the game. Archer has pretty much built up all the eco they can. There's still some territory in the ocean to be grabbed, and some extra energy if they so wish. But so far they are focused purely on their eco. And I'm going to just switch over to Archer. So he's on 900 per minute at only 20 minutes in the game. 23 minutes. Actually, no, 20 minutes in the game, because we spent 4 minutes trying to decide the territories and stuff. So it is about 20 minutes in the game. Over here, Bear Eagles is literally evacuating the island, setting up a little surprise defense in this little forest here. But this is going to increase the eco of Bravo team. There we go. MP5 has realised they've conquered this whole island now. They have complete control. They demolished their barracks there to try and free up some extra eco. So that was MP5, wasn't it? So now they've got a big boost in eco over here, which they can now use for other things. And that is actually a really good play, because he needs to try and take out Archer, who's been ecoing. So he really needs to try and focus there. He knows he's got these sub pens out. He's going to be trying to take out Archer with that, and he needs some extra forces in the ocean. These bombers may be able to spot these. Yeah, they can. They are damaging these sub pens, but we do have some submarines out already. And the strikers are going to come in. They're not very good at taking out air units, but they will be able to take out stuff on the ground very well, and they can target them. Actually, no, they can't target these. They can target air units, but not the stealth bomber. The stealth bomber needs interceptors or SAM or missile boats to be able to target them. There we go. We even have a town there for Bear Eagles. And he's going straight into Navy, and he's got 2 Navy pens and a sub pen there. And he even does have the ability to get an energy well up, assuming the enemy doesn't take it from him. So this island, mass chaos over here, loads of damage in the ground. All players still trying to spread across the map, but they do currently control this island. So the eco in this is probably going to stay fairly similar at this point in the game. Just the territory, not territories, the trade routes that are going to be slowly changing this over time, and any wins that each enemy might get. So we'll have a quick look at the eco once more. We got Archer over here with 1,400 now. Bear Eagles, which is at 385, which is unfortunate that he is stuck on only 2 territories. But it is his base capital. As you can see, 250 there coming in just for being alive. And that's Alpha Team, because one of their players are gone, so we got 600 from Mocha. MP5 has 550, and Keelan has also 550. So together, they do actually outweigh Archer. So are 3 mines better than 1 here? But to be fair, I think actually Alpha Team are still ahead in eco, because with Bear Eagles economy added in, they do just slightly outweigh Bravo Team. And this is why he should probably stay in at any point, because if he had quit, then Alpha Team would definitely be at a disadvantage right now. Even though he's only got 2 territories. Or 3 or 4 in the ocean as well, I suppose. 6. So over here, it looks like Archer's really scouting the coastlines, trying to find anything. And you can see a lot of units on the ground, which is actually good for him, because the enemy are wasting a lot of upkeep on keeping these units alive. But they do kind of need them. Imagine if you got rid of them all and then got invaded. That would be terrible. So it's just sort of running that risk versus reward scenario. We do have a bit of commando shenanigans. They're going over to collect this island over here. I didn't realise it was an island till I saw the docks. But once they got that, I can imagine they're going to try and sneak around the map over here. We do have some stealth bombers trying to come in and do some damage, but they do get caught off by some SAM units. And MP5 has built some extra sub-pens over in this section of the map. I can see something going on there. He's trying to bring some units in around the back. Oh, he has brought some units in around the back. One of which being a commando, but I think Green has spotted this and he's sending his units in. He could probably ping his allies and get these guys to go in, which it looks like he probably has. The trade routes are being set up now by Keelan. So that will give him a boost in eco, probably flipping the side of the battle, but then I don't know how many trade routes he's set up yet. I can see one line there. Does he have any other possible ones? Or is it literally just one trade route he can set up? Looks like it's just one. So we're at a bit of a stalemate now, where they're just sort of facing off. Over here, the forces get taken out by a lot of the artillery that just sort of merge in, so he sends them in at a different angle. Trying to find a way in. As he's got a commando here, it might be worth trying to scout with a commando and keep these infantry up. He's actually got 2 commandos. As the units are going to come in and target the infantry, if you can get some commandos just roaming around, probably target some of these key structures. Bombers are on the move, and we have 2 rockets on this island over here. Where are these bombers going in? Oh, they're going to take out the coastline defense here. The destroyer has discovered these navy yards. And the missile boats and another destroyer are going to help try and protect this area from any air units that come in. And I can only imagine these boats are going to bring in these commandos through this section of the map. Up in the north, he's using the transport boats to gather these territories for himself. Which, as he doesn't have a lot of eco as it is, any territory was actually quite significant for him. I can imagine his energy usage is going to be quite struggling though. Let's have a look up there. He does have energy silos, and it looks like Archer is transferring energy over to him. I do think those commandos did try and run off, unless this was stealth bombers that did this. But the submarine pens have been discovered by Archer's submarines, I think, or is that Bear Eagle submarines? And a few of his Navy ships, but we do have a defensive force moving in to take that out. And these commandos have yet to move in. I was expecting that to happen pretty quickly afterwards. Oh, I thought blue... I got a bit confused then. I thought blue was coming in to defend. Blue's on Alpha Team. It's fine. He's coming in to help. So he's going to take out these submarine pens. Which is a good choice. He knows that the submarines can be quite a big threat to him being in control of the ocean. Those submarines could target these structures in the ocean. That would be quite devastating. So he's not underestimating the enemy, and he's taking everything he sees quite seriously. But we also have nuclear silos from the opponent. But it's a bit too late, as Archer is sending over a rocket already. But unfortunately, they're prepared for that, and they took it out. That is a lot of SAM units though, and that was just bad luck, to be fair. That rocket went straight over the only place defended by tons of SAM. See, my luck is I'd spread them out on circle commands across here, and there wouldn't be enough to actually stop the rocket. Bear Eagle's commandos are moving in now, so they're going to take out these SAM units. Well, they're going to try, but there's just a few too many of them. And now he's trying to escape up there, but I don't think he's going to make it. No, he does not. Over here, though, we got 2 rockets. Now, I think he's going to wait with this rocket. Send them in both at the same time and see if they can take anything out. So I'll have to keep an eye on that, as I'm on ×2. That's going to happen pretty fast. But he is getting a commando force over here, ready to try and push after this rocket hits. And there's a city coming up here as well. Which, if these commandos are successful, that city is going to be a wasted investment. But only if it's successful. So green has a silo up now, but he's not building a rocket. He doesn't have the eco for it. That rocket's going to hit the ground early. It does, and it does take out quite a few units. And we have 2 silos for pink. Does pink have the ability to actually use all those? No, they do not. He definitely should have just stuck with 1 silo there. There you go. He's destroying 1 now. He realizes his mistake. But has also noticed the commandos moving in this direction. And they're backed up by SAM units as well. So if they try and respond with air units, they're going to be a bit surprised. There we go. So the SAM units there are going to try and take out these bombers. They've called them back. 1 still does go down. Another rocket hits over here. And up here we do have Bear Eagles trying to do their best to take out anything on the coastline. And they're doing a pretty good job there to try and help their ally. And now Archer has got quite a few structures set up on this island. But I don't know if they're going to build in time. They might... I don't know if they're going to be useful in time, should I say. So we're building a defense with commandos, which would be good to try and stop these infantry, but as the artillery get there, you're going to need the artillery quickly to try and take their place. I don't want to miss anything that goes on up here. We're transporting units in over here, so Bear Eagles is also invading in the north. But green, not green, Mocha, I think, has noticed that and is trying to respond over there. And there's a lot of bombers here that are trying to take over anything that comes through this area. But there's an airfield here as well. If they can take out that airfield, that's quite a few strikers and a lot of money that's going to end up being wasted. But the rocket's coming in again. And it's going to hit this silo here, which he spotted, and that's gone now. I do think that refunds in the rocket, though, because it didn't actually fully produce. Once a rocket is fully construct and ready to fire, that's when you don't get your refund. But if it's not fully built yet, you get a refund for 500. You don't get the refund for the silo itself, though, which kind of makes sense. And there's another rocket coming in over here. Against Archer, he does lose quite a few factories now, but he is left with 4. And he does still have some reinforcements coming in, just not that many. Minute. Just trying to check out what's going on. Another rocket coming in again. So Archer has the eco to just keep firing 2 rockets in at a time. And still has positive eco here. At 1,500, they're getting their money's worth out of these rockets. I can hear some more things getting built, so that is more factories down here. In which he's just trying to keep this area his, so that he can keep pushing against the enemy over here. Bear Eagles is bringing in some navy, some cruisers at the top here to take out these artillery that are in the north. He's backed up by some submarines, and this area does seem to be fully in their control. They can drop some units off in the back here, and again these units are forced to retreat, coming all the way back over here to try and deal with that group of units there. But unfortunately they're not going to survive, but they are keeping the enemy busy. Over here Archer's bringing in a ton of bombers right into this section. I don't know if this is really cost effective, but I think he's just trying to scout out the enemy. And we've got another rocket coming in, taking out a pretty large force here. I don't think these bombers could have spotted all of this force, because they were in stealth environment. And bombers are quite notorious at not being very good with vision. So we set up a defense in the forest just to try and do as much damage as they can to any units that come in through that area. Try and take them out. So Bear Eagles isn't really trying to get a win over here. He's just literally trying to do as much damage as he can with any harassment that he can do. And there's this whole territory here they haven't actually taken yet. Someone could have got that. Like, we had Green over here, Keelan, who had a navy yard. He could have set up just one transport boat to come over this way and get it. And also there's these territories that are unclaimed. Bit of a wasted opportunity I thought I'd just point out that could have been beneficial. I think they could pass through that, but I'm not 100% sure. Over here, Archer is determined to hold this land. And another rocket comes in to try and deny him that determination. It takes out 5, I think. 4. So we got this one that did survive. Oh no, the one went there. So I think they did lose 5. They really need to bomb and then follow it up with either another bomb by the looks of it. That's their plan. They got tons of nuclear silos being built. But they could use some more air units, like an air force that can come in and clear up afterwards. Which is pretty much what Archer's doing. So he's sending in a bomb and then sending in the bombers to go finish anything off. And he's using them to defend as well, which is perfect. You can see them coming around the back. And they're going to circle over this location just to defend this island. Got these cruisers coming in, building up in numbers, which is increasing his vision over this area. Oh, look at that. We got Bear Eagles getting another set of buildings up, trying to hold off that island. And you can see another line's being drawn over here. So these boats are going to come in this section now and try and clear up anything that's over there. Unfortunately, it looks like the units are overwhelming over here, even with the rockets supporting and the stealth bombers trying to defend this location. It just doesn't look like it's viable for Archer right now. Unfortunately for Archer, he's going to have to retreat from this location or find another way to defend. His rockets aren't built yet, so he can't use those. may have to try and switch in or throw in his bombers, or just give up the game there. Not literally give up the game, I mean give up this area. I know what I mean. So he's getting another airfield up. To be fair, he has a ton of energy, and I understand that he needs it. So he's got power plants, energy wells set up. He does have quite a few energy wells available to him, so that is quite lucky, and I think that's something that helps him to like push back for so long. So he's got these cruisers coming in. They're going to come around this section. See, it might even be worth trying to hold off this area and trying to have cruisers here just to help defend. That would probably be my main location. I'd distract up here, and then I'd bring in maybe force of units down here to try and take over. Archer has actually lost this location now, and is trying to rearrange his navy units to see what he can do. Another rocket's being sent into this location over here. Ships are being pulled back, so I think he spotted this rocket over here. There we go, it goes down. So that's another thing that helps him win this fight at this point. He's defending with rockets as well. He's finding rockets on the map, and he's just outright targeting them before they can be fired against him. He's going for the energy well over here mainly, I think. He takes that out along with a few other production structures. The cruisers over here from Bear Eagles just chipping away at anything they can find. And some of them will survive over there. I can hear another demolition. There we go. It's this one factory down there. Now Archer does have some transport jets now. He's got some commandos ready to go in. But he's going to need a barracks here because he doesn't have anything to replenish the commandos. So he's probably going to build barracks there soon. He certainly has the eco to do it. He's got 3,000 saved up just doing nothing. Oh, and I missed a rocket, sorry. So yeah, a rocket was sent over here, probably to destroy anything on the coastline as in defensive units, so that the bombers can come in. We have another silo here that's probably going to get spotted, just purely because of the amount of stealth bombers there. So Bear Eagles hasn't really done too much more with his base, just got some extra barracks set up and he's using those to do these runs. And we have some air units going in for Archer to help Bear Eagles. I think he's using the interceptors to scout and spot things, because interceptors have great vision, so they're the opposite to these stealth bombers. We have 2 rockets ready. And it looks like Archer is actually going for the northern side of the map, which is going to actually be helpful because Bear Eagles is also going to be able to hold this area with him. And the rockets are coming in again, and they're taking out this area here, which unfortunately wasn't as effective. There's quite a lot of units here he could have hit, but obviously he probably couldn't see that so well. But another rocket's come in, taking out some other stuff. We got a lot of damage over here, and a lot of these reinforcements that were probably going this way have been taken out. I did kind of miss some of that, so I wasn't sure what it took out from that second rocket. But Bear Eagles already has some structures set up. Archer has 4k in the bank, so as soon as they get some territory over here, they'll be able to just spawn buildings, pretty much filling the territory up. A rocket or 2 rockets have been sent over against Archer, which is unfortunate. They do take out the SAM units. One goes in a bit further, or 3rd rocket that's fired into the same place. I really don't think they liked this island. They wanted to absolutely annihilate it, but they still left 1 rocket standing. And as I said, as soon as he gets the territory, he's going to fill it up with structures. He might still have some room here. Just thought I'd mention. He's building some a structure on there again to try and set up this defense back up. I think all three players have noticed what's going on in the north and they are sending units up to try and take that out. But they don't really have the production up there anymore. Well, green does have a lot of production still, but the others don't really have much left over. But we still have these rockets, which are going to be really hard to break through. But that rocket's ready now, so you might fire that into the same location. There we go, got another rocket being sent up north. Trying to target these ships over here, and the rocket again is coming through this side. Taking out most of green's reinforcements? Not really, only some. Took out some of the production over there. Up in the north now though, it looks like they're getting a much stronger foothold on the island. But Archer still does only have one territory though. Bear Eagles has the other ones, and it is kind of making it harder for Archer, but he didn't have many units to start with in that area, so. And we have tanks coming out from Bear Eagles as well. You can hear the rockets being sent over. They heard the rocket, I think. So I think one rocket hit and the other one was blown up by the other rocket, and Bear Eagles has left as well, so Archer is on his own against three players who kind of still have control over this island in the middle. And that's it. That's him disconnecting that noise. And then we've got the staff bombers coming in, or just bombers, sorry, coming in all the way through this side. And they've found a weak point with the structures. They're going to take and exploit that completely. And look at that, they're getting this island over here. So they're going to lose quite a few structures to that attack. But some SAM units are being diverted this way. Actually, no, it's the artillery. Some SAM units are still staying there, but they're in range every now and then. It's these SAM units that they've been trying to avoid, but commandos might be taking them out soon. Sorry, I just went a bit off target there. Got another rocket almost ready. And potentially just in the nick of time, because I reckon that's going to hit over here somewhere. I feel like these rockets are being used for smaller targets. They could be used on other places. Don't quite know how far it can reach, maybe? There we go, so that rocket's being fired up north. There we go, it's going to take out pretty much everything there. In fact, no, it did take out everything there. And over here we got Mocha just waiting there. He's got some units in defense, trying to make sure he still protects this town, but he could probably sneak them around the top and take out some of these structures. And down here they've got 3 rockets still left over, which I don't think is as useful anymore. I mean, 3 rockets at first take out this key target maybe, but then you need to demo 2 of them, because they're just not in a good enough position to keep forever in that location. So the bombers are going to come in and try and weaken this force as they move up, which is going to help Archer's forces up here push back down into this section of the map. Rocket is being built once more, and we do have the commandos being produced with these transport jets, and they're being dropped in somewhere. I have seen them around occasionally, but I don't think he's worried too much. I think he needs more commandos for a bit, but is he sending them by boat? I don't know. Over here we got some boats transporting some units, probably commandos, over into this location. The submarines being produced by MP5 are getting taken out by destroyers and cruisers, and the rocket is being used to take those out. That is really not an effective way to use the rockets. I know it might seem important, but you're paying 500 for each rocket at least. Definitely more because of the silo and the upkeep. And your gain is to kill 1 cruiser and 2 destroyers. I'm not sure how much they cost exactly, but I know it's not 500. We do also have them targeting the energy well, which although may not be cost effective, it does take away some energy, and if it does affect the battle, then it ends up always being worth it pretty much. And it looks like the match has ended. Bravo team actually gave up to the wrath of Archer. Archer completely took control over that map. As both their allies got defeated on the main island, he just ecoed up and powered through them at the late game. As you can see, Alpha Team was at a disadvantage at the beginning, but eventually took over. Which, to be fair, I said that they had an advantage over at this point, so I must have been wrong or miscalculated. Or this has worked out differently, I don't really know. However, they had a massive advantage over here, considering it was one player, well, 2 players, sorry, up until this point, versus 3. Anyway, there are 2 videos on screen right now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.